Welcome back. Let's continue, shall we? Oops. Sorry. Son of a bitch. Okay. It seems the time is come to put my skills to use. Pray lead the way to the house of the crooked coin. Alright, this is basically the place I visited first, I think. Well, it certainly looks powerful, but powerful enough that you'll have to ask the expert.
Such an abundance of ether.
Are we in luck?
We are. This is an elegant artifact, most likely built to regulate the flow of ether. I strongly suspect the ancients used it to stem the flow from here to the burn. That would explain how they were able to untether what became Azys La from its surroundings. But were we to throw open the floodgates, the resultant deluge would surely be sufficient to raise our wall. And in restoring the flow, we may also restore life to the wasteland.
What is it?
While the device itself harbors a surfeit of ether, the opposite is true of the surrounding area. An effect of regulation, perhaps. A similar phenomenon seemed to be occurring in Doma. Whatever the explanation, the answer will not reveal itself here. We have seen what we needed to see. Let us return to Mol Ilo.
Do. Well, it looks like I was busy. I was right about the pillars. Now all we need is permission to use them. That such an abundance of source of ether should lie undisturbed for a millennia. 'Tis a miracle made possible by the Sept's long history of isolation. You found that which you seek, then great. Indeed, is the Dusk Mother's power, if not less, will suffice to protect our lands. The blessing of the other tribes must now be sought. Of course, but to which tribes should we appeal? There are many who worship Nama, but none are so fervent fervent in their faith as the Dothal. Their consent shall be the key. The Dothal least spoke of them, a warlike tribe possessed of unique customs and beliefs. I sense their cooperation will not be easily won. Nay, but it will be well worth the effort. The Dothal fear nothing, death least of all, and our alliance would be greatly strengthened by their presence. Let us go to Dothal's Ka and treat with their Katan Sadu. She's so adorable. Oh. Oh, yeah, I haven't attuned there yet. Alright. Bum 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 bum. I'm going to do a slight detour. By slight detour, I mean attune to that aetherite right over there and the mists. So how's everyone doing? I'm really excited to go do Final Fantasy XIV again. Woo! It's like I'm so close to Shadowbringers. If I'm just sad, you know. I'm happy and sad. I'm happy that I've um I've done all the storylines to the point I understand what's going on now, and sad because it's almost close to the end. There are other things I'll have to do, but it's just like, oh, I love 14. I love the combat. I love everything about it, and now I love the story. Despite her fondness for battle, Sadu is an astute leader. If we plead our case in earnest, I am certain she can be persuaded. Great faith gives rise to great strength. For better or for worse, whatever it is Dothal holds sacred, we would do well to accord it all respect. You again? Other matters demand our time, Kagen, unless it is battle you seek. Alas, not. Quite the opposite, in fact. Talking, always talking. You say the pillars hold great power. Of course they do. They are the source of Nahama's strength. To the Dathal, no place is more sacred, and we will make ash of any who would defile it. Though I see this is not your wish. You see the wisdom of our proportion. Uh, oh my god. Position. Proposition. There we go. Then you will join hands with us. I said nothing of joining hands. You wish to wield Naham's power to defend this land, and this I will allow. But for leaving the steppe to fight the men in iron, I would have something in return. Namely battle with you, Kagan. The Nadam ended ere it began. I would face you again, alone, without distractions. Defeat me, prove yourself the stronger, and you shall have the Doth Hall as your ally. Surely these are agreeable terms. Well, this is a not wholly unexpected turn of events, though. I had assured I would be the one required to fight. Alas, the Khatan has made her choice. Shall we dance? Ha! It shall be a battle. The steppe shall not soon forget. Ah, already my soul burns brighter. Prepare yourself, Kagan, and await me outside the Ka. I will gather my witnesses and join you anon. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Oh shit. Sorry, I'm just jamming on the song. Ah. You know, I'm gonna be sad not hearing the song again, the epic Stormblood song. Oh well. Try as I might, I fail to see the logic in this arrangement. I can but conclude there is none. Yes, Yestola. Well, when I was little, I would stride up to Gosetsu, wooden sword in hand, and challenge him. To his great credit, he never held back, and I had many a bump and bruises to show for it.
Yes! This spot shall serve as well as any. I shall enjoy this Hahn.
Is this truly necessary? Have you no peaceable way of making decisions?
Speak not of peace. You stand before proud warriors of the Dathal. In the heat of battle do our souls burn brightest. We lay low the strong that we may rise higher. That is our way. The way of might. There is no other.
Oh, they do not want for conviction.
Indeed. It's what makes them such dangerous enemies, and such useful allies.
Enough talk! It is time to fight!
Here comes copyright claim. Yeah! Dun, 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 dun. Oh well. Da, 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 Is that all you got, girl? Oh god. Ow! That hurt. You are indeed, you are strong indeed. Oh. Oh. Limit break. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
In death do our souls
Dun,
sing!
dun, 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 dun. Oh god. There's a safe spot. Dun, 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 dun.
In death do our souls sing!
Alright. Oh boy. Oh, hello there.
In death do our souls sing!
Oh god. Oh lord. There we go. Dun, 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 dun,
In death do our souls sing!
Ba, 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 ba. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, da. Da, 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 da. Okay.
How it burns!
Okay. Oh god. Oh lord. Oh lord. Oh lord. Oh lord. Oh lord. Oh lord. Oh god.
In death do our souls sing!
Oh god. Oh lord. Oh god. Oh lord. Oh god, I'm going to hurt.
In death do our souls sing!
There we go.
Yes! Yes! Not since the Nardum has my soul burned so! Come! We have only just begun!
Enough! You were not granted leave to set the steppe ablaze.
Well, well, the sun has come out to play.
Be gone, Moonstruck Oranir! I am busy!
Fool of a Dothal! Have you forgotten the face of your master already? The sun will never set! From his seat on high, he reigns over all, now and forever. Yet what should he find here but a battle to determine the fate of the steppe? A battle waged without his blessing. This will not stand. You, Doman! You who come to petition the warriors of this land, forget that all Nama's children are wards of the Orinir. As first among my brothers, your petition is mine alone to judge.
These words are as wind from a horse's backside. Plentiful, but your axe sings more sweetly. Let her speak for you.
Insolent child. You will learn your place!
Forgive me, Brother Magni, but we have an arrangement with the Dothal. We will not abide any interruptions.
So be it. The sun will pass judgment on all. Daidakul, join me.
The sun is in good company. We may dance alone.
Beg not for mercy, for you will have none. Bear witness to the power and the glory of Azim!
Constantly at each other's throats like rabid dogs. Gods, I'm turning into her. I have not the patience for this, but if we must fight, let us at least be brief. Come.
Oh, hello there.
Kneel or die! Bow down before me!
Yes, stoning him. Oh, stone of the 7th 12.
Mark well and learn! Concentrate!
Oh god.
Kneel or die! Bow down before me!
Mark well and learn!
Oh shit.
Heal or die! Bow down before me! Tremble before the sun!
Let us be about it!
Active time measure mover.
Yeah. Ether, to me. Have at you. Never have I felt such bliss in defeat. 'Twas a battle to burn soul and flesh to ash. We Dothal will lend you our strength as promised. Narma's power is yours to wield. What does the sun say to that?
The sun is not driven by base motives such as yours. But they have been judged and found worthy. It is the way of the Oranir to accord recognition and respect to the strong. You have made sufficient proof of your strength. The sun shall answer your call.
You have our thanks. We are glad to call you allies.
You? By what are you called?
Y'shtola, why?
Are you my Nama?
I beg your pardon?
In battle, you shone with all the majesty of the full moon's light. Your healing touch, the embodiment of the Dusk Mother's love. Long had I wondered if my Nama might not be a woman of the steppe. Beholding you, I am all but certain. Now, look into my eyes. Could it be? Could you be?
I am. Not interested, little son. Try again when you've become a man.
Little?
Little son! Little son! Does it pain you, little son? Crave you salve to soothe the ache? Fire to sear the wound in your heart?
We have wasted enough time here. Siren awaits for word of our success.
Yeah, I fucking love Fistola. And I fucking love this game. Oh, the burn she gave to Magnite and the fucking birds chipping. Oh my god. It's so comedy gold. Offended? Not in the least. I am no stranger to clumsy propositions, and that, believe it or not, was far from the worst I have heard. Magnai's unannounced appearance had me worried for a moment, but it was not his day to shine. Still, I cannot fault the man's bravery. You had not only to contend with Sadu, but Magnai too. Such a fierce battle that must have been. Yet here you stand, triumph, having passed such a test. They could not well deny you their allegiance. The mole will make no such demands. Weak though we will gladly stand with you. The steppe is our home, and we will defend it with all our being. You have my heartfelt thanks. Of all the tribes of the steppe, there is none I would rather have at my side. God's willing, many more will rally to our cause. I shall send you word when we have answers from all the tribes. I cannot thank you enough, Serena. None of this would have been possible without you. Though the Maul have no love for war, we love our home fiercely. Should the Sept be threatened, we will rise to protect it, as will full many other tribes, I believe. And so our alliance begins to take shape. Now, if we can just get the ether flowing again, it will have been a successful trip. Endure. All right. We have the requisite consent. Tis time to put Nama's power to use. If the Aether flows as planned, all that remains is to have the Ironworks engineers do their works at the ruins. Now let us return to the house of the crooked coin. Crooked coin. Uh, I fucking love Yastola. She's one of my favorite characters. One of my favorite Scion characters. I would not have the first idea how to awaken such a contraption, let alone control it. But then, I'm not an Archon of Charlian. I shall begin at once. You may wish to step back.
Did it work?
It did. Ether may flow freely to the burn once more.
That's my girl. To manipulate ether in such vast quantities is draining, to say the least. I shall take it slowly for a while. I do not pretend to understand what you did, Yastola, but you did it. Thanks to you and Akira, of course, we have taken a momentous step towards securing our defenses. Now, as much as I believe a rest is in order, we should probably make haste back to the Enclave. Agreed. The others may agree. Already have returned from their missions, and I would know how things stand. And as would I. Without further ado, then. There we go. Ba, ba, da, da. Ba, da, da, da. Ba, da, 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 ba, da, da. My lord informs me you were instrumental to the success of his mission to the Azim Step. Though we hope to make many more allies, we could wish for no better than you and your fellow Scions. Each of the factions lent an ear to our petition as anticipated. However, many were unwilling to do any more than that. Everyone has returned. Excellent. Time to take stock. It would seem we are the last to arrive. Judging by your triumphant expressions, I take it all went well on the Azim step. Indeed, we have secured a suitable source of energy for the barrier. Good. Tataru and I commissioned Garland Ironworks to ensure that the field generators function as they should. A team of engineers the engineers stand ready to set out for the burn. At a moment's notice, you need only say the word. I thank you for engaging their services on our behalf. The minute of the arrangement you may leave to me. Which just leaves the small matter of our alliance. So, Yugirian Hakuro, how fared you for our fared you with our neighbors? My lord, all the factions we approach are in agreement that the Empire poses a threat, and many responded positively to talk of an alliance. From Higashi to Sunosato, however, we received outright rejections. The former will not break its treaty with the Empire, and the latter will not involve itself in conflict. Just as we expected, then, well, there is not to be done about it. We must focus on the rest. To each of the nations, they are amenable to an alliance. I will personally send a missive. And once I have attended to that, I believe we all have done everything we can to fortify Doma's defenses. For the time being, at least, all of which means I may leave for the meeting in Alamigo with a lighter heart. Yugiri Hakuro, if you would be so kind as to hold the fort in my absence. Who the fuck is that other guy? I have no idea. My friends, we could not have achieved so much in so little time without your help. For that, I give you my heartfelt thanks. Till the meeting, then. I took the liberty of asking Thacred to attend as well. He should have arrived in Alamigan Quarter by now. Then let us not keep him waiting, shall we? Alright. Hello, Migar Sorum. Let us hope that the coming meeting passes more peaceably than the last such gathering in Alamigo. It occurs to me this will be the first time I meet the leaders of the Alliance in an official capacity. More stiff greetings, pleasantries, formalities. Does that sound about right? Yeah, that sounds about right. Hey, what's up, Thancred? The Stola has told me all, and I duly told your Uranja and Krell. Krell in particular was concerned about Alphino, but I assured her that everything that can be done is being done. She agreed to continue with her own task for the time being on the condition that I contact her the moment there is any development. So that leaves the four of us to attend the council. Arivald is here to assist with security. Incidentally, through the poor lad seems altogether too distracted for the task. Another one missing Alphino, I expect. But it's almost time. As soon as you are ready, present yourself to the guardsmen at the palace entrance. I shan't be far behind. The seven signs of the seventh dawn. Welcome to Alamigo. The Alliance leaders have already arrived. May I show you to the meeting chamber? Yes. Upon proceeding to the royal palace, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these cutscenes in their entirety. Yes.
Mistress Lys, Commander Aldin, it gives me great pleasure to formally welcome the city-state of Alamigo to the Eorzean Alliance.
The pleasure is ours, Your Grace. I know I speak for all Alamegans when I say that we are glad of this chance to stand with our comrades of the Alliance.
And we, for our part, are glad indeed to be able to welcome friends both old and new.
Lord Hien of Dorma, at your service. Pray, accept my heartfelt thanks for your generous invitation.
Nay, 'tis we who must thank you for journeying so far. And 'twould be remiss of me not to acknowledge the part the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have played in bringing all of us together. In times of great unrest, you and yours have been our constant companions, without whom we would not be here.
With apologies to Lord Hien and Mistress Alisaie, it occurs to me that we have not gathered in this way since that fateful day in Uldar.
The day I lost my arm and my freedom. As I lay in my cell, never did I dream that I would one day be given the chance to represent my homeland at this council. I would not even be alive had you not plucked me from the jaws of death. You, Yugiri, and Alphino. Would that the lad could be with us.
I too owe my presence here to Alphino, in so many ways. Until such time as he returns, I mean to carry on his good work as best I can.
Come, friends, let us leave the past in the past and turn our eyes to the future. My Lord Hien, pray, tell us how things stand in the East.
Having heard the rumors of dissent in Garlemald, I dared to dream of a peaceable solution.
The Empire will not so easily change its ways. If the Garleans have a mind to take back Doma and Alamigo, we'll be hard-pressed to stop them, even with the might of 6 nations. But while we lack the strength to fight the tide, a course may yet present itself, if we read the winds aright.
The winds suggest but one course to me. One which leads from the sea unto the river and thence to the source of all our woes.
The Ascians.
Indeed. All here have felt their blighted touch. It was the bringers of chaos who nurtured the Archbishop's tyrannical ambitions. They who bestowed upon him the secrets of summoning, as they have so many others before and since. And while they remain, we shall know no peace.
Our objective is clear. The question is how to achieve it. That our enemy parades about in Xenos' skin poses problems in itself, but ere we get to them, how are we to infiltrate the Empire and get close enough to strike?
While I see the wisdom in targeting the Ascians, an assassination attempt on Garlean soil would do little to aid our cause, even were it to succeed. It's time we used our enemy's preferred tactic: subterfuge.
You have an idea?
Speak your mind, Master Thancred. None here know the enemy better than the Scions, and you mayhap best of all. Whatever it is you propose, we will give it fair hearing. On that you have my word.
Very well, Admiral. My proposal is thus. We dispatch the shinobi to Imperial territory. There, they sow the rumor that the Crown Prince perished in the battle for Alamigo, and that the man parading around is in fact a corpse inhabited by a servant of darkness.
Well, it does have the ring of truth about it. And were the Garleans to learn that their future ruler is a puppet, the Empire would be shaken to the core.
But at the risk of sounding stupid, would they actually believe such an unlikely story? I didn't.
Ordinarily not. But prior to his miraculous recovery, rumors of Xenos' death had already begun to circulate around the Empire. Ultimately, however, what the masses believe is not our chief concern. Our true objective is to create an opening for rival factions within Garlemald to exploit.
Just as a war of succession erupted in the wake of Emperor Solus's death.
A war which raged until but recently, plunging the Imperial House into disarray as nephew and uncle grappled for the throne. It is no coincidence that one of Varus's first acts as Emperor was to name Xenos heir apparent, family feuds being so tiresome when armies are involved. Not all welcomed his choice of successor, however. There is no shortage of individuals who aspire to the throne, who would jump at any chance to seize power. The news that Xenos is not only dead, but a puppet to diabolical forces, would be too enticing to ignore.
The Empire would not be quick to recover from a second war of succession.
I am no stranger to infiltrating Imperial territory. With a team of operatives gathered from among the Alliance's finest, the plan should have a reasonable chance of success.
Doma already has shinobi in place throughout the provinces. We stand ready to act, and act we must. What say you all?
I'm for Master Thancred's proposal. We shine a light upon the Ascian and test the Empire's unity. 'Twas his plot that scuttled Doma's negotiations, was it not? Why then, if we can eliminate him, there may yet be a chance for peace. Let us wage this war of subterfuge, that we may one day lay down our arms. Gods know we never will while the Ascians remain.
That way. Sorrow.
history must be changed. Ahead looms a calamity. Ahead looms light, expunging all form and life. Twin dooms only you can forestall. Only you.
What's the matter?
There's a voice.
Spies in our midst?
Nay, I sense no such presence.
Let expanse contract. Eon become instant. Throw wide the gates that we may pass.
Is it over?
Master Thancred!
12 for Fend. Bear him to a private chamber. Have every healer make ready. Swiftly!
Master Thancred remains in slumber. Though his vital signs appear stable, he's unresponsive.
What could have done this? And why just him and not the others?
I'm afraid we could not identify the cause, my lady. Our examinations revealed no wounds, nor the presence of any poisonous substances.
Gods, that only makes it worse. You're to let us know the moment there's any change, all right?
Thank you for coming. Knowing Thancred, he would apologize for being otherwise engaged at so crucial a juncture.
In gifting us a course of action, Thancred sowed the seed of all that is to follow. We have but to nurture it as best we can. To him, I would say, rest easy, that he may wake to enjoy the fruits of our labors. Now, the matter of the mysterious voice must not be forgotten. Will you tell me exactly what happened?
Alisaie and I heard a voice in the moments before Thancred collapsed. It was accompanied by a severe headache, as if something were clutching at our minds. Did you experience the same thing?
So, in between the voice and the pain, you felt as if you were somewhere else entirely.
Your testimony confirms my suspicion. That which you experienced was, I believe, your soul being plucked from your flesh. Called.
Called?
I myself examined Thancred. Reach out as I may, I could not sense in him the spark of life that is his soul. That Thancred alone was stricken so is likely due to his heightened sensitivity to the effects of ether, a consequence of his prior possession by the Ascian La Habrea. The owner of the voice, whoever it may be, reached out to you, called your souls, and in so doing, caused you and yours such pain.
But if that's true, where exactly are we being called to?
I know not. Yet one thing is plain. Whoever waits for you on the other side is possessed of a power unlike any I have ever known.
Forgive us, Lys, but may we leave Thancred in your care for a time?
As if you had to ask. I may not be a scion anymore, but I'm no less a friend. Don't worry. I'll see to it that Thancred's well looked after. Just focus on solving this mystery, all right?
Thank you, Lys. As the Elder Seedseer says, 'tis no ordinary individual we are dealing with. Nor can we discount the possibility of Ascian involvement.
Whoever or whatever is behind this, the sooner we find out, the better.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Never have I encountered such a phenomenon. If this is magic, it is beyond my ken. If the Ascians are indeed irresponsible, we must take steps to protect ourselves, though I know not how. Do not worry about Thancred. I will send word as soon as there's any change. I just tried to call Uranje on his link pro. He didn't respond, but I dare say to hope that he possesses some knowledge we do not. Uranje, something happened during the meeting. Thancred's collapse. A disembodied voice suddenly started. What? But that's... We should talk about this in person. All right, we'll meet you there. That was Uranje. He heard the voice too. In Talalan? As we alone were afflicted at the meeting, I had my suspicions, but if the voice also spoke to Uranje, there can be little doubt the scions were targeted specifically. By whom and to what end is the question, one to which we must find an answer with all possible haste. You have learned the emote Endure. Uranje agreed to meet us in the Rising Stones. If any of the others heard the voice, we'll find out soon enough. Good luck. I should get back to the meeting with the Elder Seedseer, but if there's anything I can do, anything at all, you must let me know, all right? Promise me. Right, let's be on our way. Oh.
Urianger! Gods, it's good to see you.
Would that our meeting were under happier circumstances. I judged the voice sufficient cause for concern even before you sent word of its effect on our comrade.
You heard it too, then?
Aye. And all but certainly at the selfsame instant. Alas, pained as I was, I could make little sense of what few words did then reach mine ears.
Who do you think is responsible? Could this be the Ascians doing?
That I cannot say. Not when so little is known. Ere I indulge in speculation, I would examine Thancred with mine own eyes.
To Alamigo, then, without further delay.
One other thing. During my visit to the Far East, I observed a strange phenomenon.
Thou referrest, I presume, to the localized reduction in etheric density.
Well, that spares me the trouble of an explanation. Yes, I noted precisely that at two apparently unconnected locations. I take it the phenomenon is not limited to the Far East.
Indeed not. Of late, our agents charged with surveilling the beast tribes have spoken of little else. In every corner of the realm, they tell of places in which the ether hath grown thin. Naturally, my suspicions first turned to primal activity, but the areas thus affected betray no evidence of summoning. I must confess to being quite perplexed.
If the same phenomenon is being observed in multiple locations on opposite sides of the world, we may safely discount regional factors. Needless to say, this warrants further investigation.
Indeed, I shall make it my task to. The voice. It calleth to me once more.
I hear it too.
Only you. Only you.
No! Ishtola! Rianger!
Throw wide the gates.
No! No, this can't be happening! Y'shtola! Rianger! Open your eyes! Open your eyes, I beg you! Say something! Anything! Not again. Please, not again.
Seven hells. It cannot be discounted that Mistress Krell has heard the voice as well. I will ask Tataru to send her word of what has come to pass. This is unprecedented predicament for the Scions, but we must remain strong, and the least of us must most of all. We have spoken earnestly of doing more to ease the senior Scions' burdens, but not under these circumstances, nor less so soon. I only hope I will be equal to the challenge. Didn't the selfsame thing happen to Thancred? Who's bloody next? Alright. Forgive me, that was an unseemly display. It happened before your very eyes, my lady. None here would have behaved any differently. We have borne the two of them to a private chamber, but tell me, is it true that Master Tancred languishes in a little state in Alamigo? I'm afraid so, though given the circumstances, it would seem best to observe them together. I will send word to Lys that he should be brought here. Take heart, my lady. The world is full of scholars and knowledgeable folk of every persuasion. Someone out there is bound to know what ails our comrades and how it may be cured. Thus, we will be roused them no matter what. Then that we will, Hordy. That we will. But first things first, our comrades will have questions. May I ask that you explain the situation to them? I must attend to a private matter. Oh, I promised I'd visit someone in Limso Lominsa. He's been waiting at Maelstrom Command for a while now. You know, you should come along too. I think he'd be glad to see you. Yeah, I fucking love LSA. To think she's the brother of that stupid, half-witted. I'm sorry, what? Do 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 do. Aetheryte after castle. With Mistress Alize, are you? She usually visits alone. Still, it'd be make a welcome change for the little one. You'd probably guess it's Gabu. We've come to see the privateer will bring him out to us. Ever since the Maelstrom took him in, I've tried to visit as often as I can, and after what befell our friends, I was taken by the urge to visit again. It's difficult to explain.
Here he is, my lady.
Gabu, it's been too long.
I'm afraid there's been no change. If he can see or hear us, he has given no sign.
I see. You're still fighting. I'm proud of you. We promised that we would come and visit you together, didn't we? Alphino and I. I'm sorry that we haven't managed that yet. You know, with the three of us like this, does it not remind you of that night? of the stars beyond count twinkling in the heavens. I was feeling pretty low back then. Powerless. But I knew that my brother was close by if I needed him, and that the others would be waiting for me back at the Rising Stones. Not like now. I've seen my share of trouble since coming to Eorzea. Been reminded again and again of my limitations, of how little I can change about this world. And I've come to know the sorrow of parting all too well. But to have the people I hold dear struck down before my eyes, and be powerless to help them, that I cannot bear. And for that I am grateful. I don't know what I would do without you. Well, that's more than enough brooding for one day. Come on, we have friends to save.
Oh, man. Ah, she is so adorable. Let's return to the Rising Stones and take it from there. Thanks again for agreeing to come. It meant a lot to me. It's okay, girl. Me too. Me too. Dun, dun, dun. It's just you and me, I would say. You and me. I did something. I did some thinking on my way back, and I think Horty is right. We need to seek outside help. Ordinarily, we would turn to our own experts on such matters, but they're both among the stricken. I will begin by reaching out to the myriad guilds and research institutions here in Eorzea. Additionally, grandfather and Memphilia had a wealth of connections between them, and I mean to explore those avenues too. We'll find a way to save everyone, mark my words. Much and more has happened in recent days. Some of it would for the good, some not so. But all around me, people continue their fight. From the shinobi who search for Alphino to the Alliance members who make ready to move against the Empire, they march on in the face of great adversity. Bearing heavy burdens, everyone is playing their part, and so must I. You have my own part you have your own part to play. I know, and it's bigger than most. So I won't keep you. Just promise that you'll visit from time to time, and I promise I'll have no tidings to share. I promise I'll have good tidings to share with you when you do. Ba, ba, da, ba, ba.
populares no longer present an obstacle. Now is the time to bring the Empire's might to bear. A word from your radiance is all it takes. But one word, and the Imperial army will fall upon Alamigo as a pack of bloodthirsty wolves and tear that feeble nation apart. Have you no words for me? Despite the lengths I go to, an emissary playing the part of a fool. When first I took this face, I swore to use all of my knowledge, all of my power, to further the cause of the Empire. My deeds stand testament to my commitment. And with this adamant flesh at my disposal, I could destroy the Icon Slayer as easily as one might swat a fly. Why do you hesitate? Our enemy is resourceful. Though victory is certain now, it will not remain so indefinitely. Deliberate if you must, but be quick about it. We'll speak again when you have unburdened yourself of doubt. Until then, I take my leave, Father.
I should be the one to sigh. I played my part to perfection. I had earned my rest, and then, thanks to Lahabrea's crowning act of idiocy, our favorite emissary sees fit to summon me back. Elidibus was ever a warrior. A most tiresome trait, would you not agree? What? Have you no words for me either? No matter. I've long grown weary of this mummery. Now, my dearest grandson, let me remind you of your place in the simplest of terms. You do not make judgments, you administer them. Swiftly and to the letter. Naught else is your concern. Elidibus may be an insufferable bore, but he is no fool. His choices as emissary seldom err. If aught threatens the balance twixt light and dark, it falls to you to remove it. Be it by your own hands or by your armies, you have ample means at your disposal. That is why this empire exists, why I built it. Oh dear, have I touched a nerve? You always were an easy one to read. I pity you, I do. As they say, ignorance is bliss. And I know how much happier you would be not knowing the things you know. founding father was an Ascian, and he created the Empire solely for the purpose of sowing the seeds of chaos. Don't take it personally. I merely do my duty. To bring about a calamity requires no small amount of power, and there is no surer way to obtain such power than by collecting powerful pawns. To that end, I have labored long and hard, and I must say I am quite pleased with my handiwork, paltry though it seems in comparison to Alag.
You fiends are overfond of your own voices. Mark me, Ascian. Man is the master of his own destiny.
Such a waste of time and energy, both yours and mine. Lest you forget you are Emperor now. If you wish to spout drivel about man's destiny, save it for the masses. It will serve to give them a sense of purpose, and you pliant pieces for the game. Oh, do stop sulking, boy. You, of all people, should understand. Ours is a struggle to restore both mankind and the world to their rightful state. Viewed thus, our goals are one and the same.
What in the world? Dead, all dead, yet I see no wounds, nor any evidence of battle. Damn them. They finally used it. The Empire developed an alchemical weapon in Gru Abanya, a gas. Black Rose. It was called, and and to breathe it, it is to breathe your last. And that did this. I thought the project abandoned and the vile fruit destroyed. But naught else could have wrought such an atrocity. Fools, what do they hope to gain with this butchery? Can they not see that a rule won through terror will not endure? How many more provinces must they lose? Nay, wait. This is not the work of men, but monsters. The Asians. It cannot be a coincidence that their trail led us here. Their objective was never to rule, but to sow strife and discord. Such a crime does indeed bear the mark of the bringers of chaos. Black Rose cannot be allowed to kill all again. We must find the Asians and put an end to their plot. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's gonna be soon. Ah, man. I get chills by seeing that dude. Ah. Anyways, this concludes this episode of Final Fantasy XIV. We shall continue with the other stuff that is planned. Till then, fare thee well.